greatest form of control is where you think you're free when you're being fundamentally manipulated and dictated. One form of dictatorship is being in a prison cell and you can see the bars and touch it. The other one is sitting in a prison cell but you can't see the bar, you think you're free. What the human race is suffering from is mass hypnosis. We are being hypnotized by people like this. Newsreaders, politicians, teachers, lecturers. We are in a country and in a world that is being run by unbelievably sick people. The chasm between what we're told is going on and what is really going on is absolutely enormous.
Yes, you are tuned in to another episode of the Red Pill Hardcore TV show. As always, I'm your host, V. And yeah, this is great. This is really great that you guys are catching the show at this particular time, because this is a very special episode. I am going to preview the new TV show for you guys. It wasn't supposed to be launching till next year in January, but we've got a lot of guests, a lot of targeted individuals who are so gracious to interview with us, and they're very excited to have their stories shown on our network. So it's something that I want to show good faith on, because a lot of them are getting scared. Hey, when's this going to air? When's this going to air? Well, we're recording a year's worth of this show. So I'm going to show you guys one example, one interview for what we're doing. And I think it's going to be something that's going to change the TI community, give us some strength, keep the movement rolling, because this government targeting, this crime, has to be stopped. It has to be addressed. It has to be put to the ground. It's got to be halted. We as activists are the ones that have to do it. So, with that said, before I start this interview, I also want to let you guys know, please be on the lookout for my documentaries. Yes, I've been speaking about them a lot. It's been hyped up online. So far, we have over 4,000 views. It hasn't even been out a whole week yet. The page, anyways. YouTube has kicked off one of the parts of the documentary. So, as you know, TLBTV, we host our TV shows on YouTube for other broadcasters to pick up around the world. And that's how we're able to be global without having to spend tons and tons of money on servers and a huge staff. So our staff is a little smaller, and that way us activists can move it a bit more freely, I should say. So I believe it's on Facebook, the documentaries. Just search targeted individuals documentaries, and you'll see the page that was made. Please support my co-host, Kristen D Manners, with our new show, Targeted.
Hello, everybody. My name is Kristen Manners, and I want to welcome you to another Targeted. And I'm here with my co-host, V. And today with me, we have Ralph. He is a targeted individual. He is currently living in Australia. And Ralph has not been a targeted individual very long, but he has experienced many things as a targeted individual. And I want to, first of all, welcome you, Ralph, to the show. And I want to thank you.
Thank you for having me
here. And I want to also thank you for your patience. I know that we've had a hard time hooking up. So would you please just introduce yourself and let us know about your situation and how everything started, and just tell everybody, what you'd like everybody to know.
My name is Ralph Steven Arcelo, and I've been targeted here in Canberra, Australia, for 2 years. So this is the main capital of Australia, and it started back in 2016 when I was working uh, in a hotel, and it could be longer than that because there are already signs that I was already being targeted because of the neighbor situation, and well, it's just crazy how I'm being targeted here. I mean, at first I thought that I was being followed by some operatives, and I found out that these people that are targeting me have technology to not only infiltrate your devices but to also hijack any speakers around you. And yeah, it's just crazy. It's a crazy situation, Miss Manners.
Yeah, no, I completely get that for sure. I know that when we spoke before that
Yeah.
talking to me about some of the situations in your home. Can
Yeah.
you some other situations you've gone through?
Well, at my house, the situation in my house is well, my the speaker systems are being hijacked. I don't know how to explain this because they use this technology to influence the like the neighbors and the people that goes inside your house. This speaker hijacking technology, and I was researching about it on the internet, and it looks like the victims that I found are only a few in numbers. So it means
Why do you think you're targeted to begin with?
why do I think that I was targeted? Well, first of all, I'm living in the capital, main capital here in Australia, the main capital city here in Australia, where it's the most surveilled state in Australia. There are like 467,000 people here that are living here, and for some reason, I am the only one who is talking about being targeted. You can search it on Google, you can search it on any groups. You won't find any person that was targeted here in Canberra. So basically, I am a victim of covert surveillance here in this state. It could be somewhere that I was driving to, or it could be my activities on the internet. But you can't deny it, man. I mean, I'm one of the targeted minorities here in this state, and it's a
Well,
scary situation, bro. It's a freaking scary situation, to be honest.
I can definitely tell you this is a situation of this international cooperation, because this is the Five Eyes.
Yeah,
People understand the Five Eyes is the five English
yeah, the 5 countries. Yeah,
countries that have a network together, international
yeah,
intelligence agency cooperation, Five Eyes. You've got the UK, the United States,
yeah.
Australia, New Zealand, and I believe Canada. That they're all together in on this stuff.
Why do you believe, Ralph? Do you have any idea why you may have been did it, or why you may have been chosen for this?
Well, actually, like any victims, you don't really know why you're being targeted. I mean,
Yeah.
it just happened one day, you know, And
Yeah.
the only reason that I could think of is that they have um probably seen me as a suspicious person, like because I drive a lot here in Canberra, and um that's the only thing that I could think of. Like they could have seen me as a suspicious person, or they could have targeted me through my internet activities.
Now, you say internet activities, and I know it does not take much for that
Yeah.
to be the case. It all started for me, the harassment part of it, is I read an article on the internet about NSA listening to all the phone calls. This was before Snowden. And I
That was a long time ago, man.
friend over a video game, because I'm a gamer.
Mm.
I said,
Yeah.
careful what you say. I was on Skype. Careful what you say. The NSA's listening. And then everything from that point just went to hell. So do you feel as though that any of your so-called suspicious activities on the internet warrants this sort of harassment, this surveillance on you?
Well, can't really deny it, man. I mean, the surveillance operation that they're doing with these terrorist stuff, they've um taken this to the point that they view your internet activities, man, and then they could report you on being suspicious, and you can't deny it, man. I mean, they have J-Trig in UK that um they operate on the internet, and they find their victims on web searches, and they can really harass people. It's on the freaking internet, man. And
One of the things that you might find interesting, Ralph, I found it highly disturbing, and I will send you a screenshot of it.
Yeah.
In my files, I have absolutely no idea how it got there. I have a file that I found, and it says Google user data, and it is a list of all of the wiretap requests from around the world.
Jesus Christ.
Yes, subpoenas and wiretap requests from around the world. How many were placed, and in how many in each country? And I found this in my files. I have a copy of it, and I just happened to be going through my files one day, and it was in my files. I just about died. I could not believe that it was in my files.
Oh yeah, I have it on a good word from a judge here in Poland that my communications were tapped as soon as I got here. So moving from one spot to another doesn't help. These people, it's NATO.
Well, what was very disturbing to me is the fact that this actually has my email address on it and says Google user data, but this is request. It says United States, Argentina, goes on and on. It says wiretap requests and how many, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And this was attached to my account, and it gives a very clear number of how many wiretap requests there were, et cetera, and it gives a breakdown. And I was absolutely shocked. I didn't even know what to do with it. I actually tried to turn it in to the authorities, and it's still sitting there in my information. And this has followed me. This information has followed me since around 2015.
Yeah, it follows you wherever you go, because your devices are hacked, your information are being exploited, and I mean, your even your social network activity are being manipulated. You know, so you can't really hide anywhere. You can't hide anywhere. As long
No,
as they have
no.
your information, that's it.
Yeah. I think another thing that's very shocking to me and why it's so interesting for me to interview somebody like you is
Yeah.
here I am in the United States of America, experiencing the same things, and here you are in Australia, and you're going through the exact same thing. That's very, very surreal to me. It very much is. That here you are clear over there experiencing the exact same thing. And that's what I tell people all the time. How could so many different individuals around the world be telling the exact same story and it not be happening? Come on now.
I mean, my situation is different from you guys because I was targeted. I will speak randomly, you know, and I don't have any have any backgrounds on activism, no criminal records, so it's really easy for me to get targeted and be used by these people who are surveilling, you know, the people here, you know.
Well, I don't
It's easily
really
victimized.
believe that people are targeted randomly. I hear that from some guys. Well, let's break it down. What do you do for a living, if you want to?
Me, I work at the hospitality industry, man.
I'm sorry, say it one more time.
I've only been here for 5 years. I've only been here for 5 years, and then I was targeted. Well, to be exact, I'm almost 7 years.
Hospitality industry, V.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah, the hotel. Yeah.
Okay. Any habits? Maybe drugs, prostitution, anything like that?
No, man. No, man.
You're just a normal
No,
straight
bro.
guy. Just
Yeah,
straight
that's
through.
what I'm saying. That's
Okay.
how this is
So,
how crazy this is.
at
So
this point,
even if I report, you know, it would just like make me look like that I'm losing my nuts, you know.
Yeah,
My
exactly.
at this point, it could be
Same
because
with me, Ralph.
somebody that maybe you rubbed the wrong way in your job and say, "I like this person," target him. It could be a racial thing. Targeting does happen for race.
Yeah, definitely. I think, yeah.
So
I'm going to be 52 years old in a couple of weeks, and I've never been arrested in my life. I'm going to be a speeding ticket, and out of the clear blue sky, here I am. So I couldn't have. It just like fell from the sky here. So I agree with V. I don't think that there's any one particular reason that sometimes you can point to and say, oh, this is why it happened, because there's tons and tons of targeted individuals out there that have never done a thing, that never had anything rolling through their life abnormally. What are you experiencing at this point in time? I mean, do you think it's getting worse, or do you think it's about the same?
I think it's about the same in every place that I go to. They employ the same tactics and methods. Well, I think their main motive is
because I am curious about this. We have certain things that happen here that I hear everybody talking about, like street theater and following by cars and things like that. Do you experience that as well?
Well, not actually every day, but I could still remember the days that I was being followed, and because I can record it. I can record it on my phone and my home system, my home system camera in my house, and with mine, with the ones that I read on the internet and from the victims, they get followed by random cars in the street. But with me, It's the freaking neighbors that are beside my house, and
Yeah.
I could actually record them, and I mean it's just nuts. It's just nuts. So I get vandalism in my house. Um,
Yeah.
yeah,
Like on the outside of your house, or is someone breaking into your home while you're gone?
no, man. It's they do that outside of my house.
Okay.
Like they would throw mud in our garage door. Man, they would scratch my car. Sometimes they would throw paint in my car, man.
Okay, now this is actually
That's crazy, bro.
symptomatic of racial targeting. I think
Yeah.
this isn't so much of the other kind of targeting, which is why you say your situation is different.
Yeah.
That's what sticks out for me.
Yeah, yeah. I think so. I think that is the case for me, man. That is the case for me. And my situation is not very good, bro, because as I told you, I don't have any background on activism, and well, I'm not a whistleblower. I'm not a credible person to say this stuff, you know. I'm just a normal dude, you know, which makes
Yeah.
me an easy target. I don't have any background on like drug use, you know.
Yeah. No, you
So
seem to be a very normal guy to me. A very nice, polite man. Um,
no, thank you.
you're highly respectable. You're highly respectful. So I don't perceive you as being any type of a guy that somebody would have a vendetta against in any way, shape, or form. So you know, I see you as somebody that was just targeted, like B says, perhaps out of a racial act. And it's such a shame that people do this to other people. I'm always just so shocked and appalled. I
Well,
really.
and there is that other scenario that I've spoken about before. Uh, if it really is random, the only way it could be
Yeah.
random is if your information was is being used, your identity is being used, black market, something like that. Something's being done in your name secretly, and somebody lost a bet, somebody gambled you away, and it's time for you to go. You actually won a lottery, and that's the other part of it. So that's the real sinister behind the scenes thing that target individuals don't realize, especially ones that cannot figure out why they're targeted. Your birth certificate is money in the black market. Okay, you are an asset. If you get gambled away, they want to punch your ticket. That's it. Secret insurance policy, secret trust. This is how they are farming money on the black market. So it's really sick. It's really disgusting.
I hear you say that, V, and I can't even imagine doing that and making money off of somebody's demise or their misfortune. And I think about that all the time. So much of this, well, all of this is just so incredibly hard to digest and believe that we have human beings in our society now that actually can do this. It's so hard for me to stomach. It really is. Ralph, is there anything else that you'd like to share with us about your situation?
Me, well, um, well, I think my situation is different from everybody else, according to what I read on the internet. And I think mine is more technological in a way, man, because the, the technology that they're using on my targeting is not on the web searches, like on Google. And well, my hunch is, I hope not. I think the one that are targeting me is probably the defense itself. Defense, brilliant defense. Um, well, according to one of the guys that I was talking to, the technologies that are available and that is being used against me is from the defense itself. So yeah, I don't really know what to do at this point, man.
I kind of get the. Do you feel discouraged a lot of the times, or do you just feel do you just feel like are you planning on staying there in Australia?
Well, I actually, to tell you the truth, I actually left here. I actually left the country 4 months that
Yeah,
I was being targeted to see if I can get away from this targeting.
yeah,
Um, I already did that, and I stayed in the Philippines for 6 months. But it's just the same. It's just the same. When I went there, they employed the same methods that they were employing here in Canberra when I was here.
yeah,
And well, in 2 months that I was being targeted there, we were robbed because of the activity, because of too much defamation. We were freaking robbed. So it's not getting any better if I leave the country.
Well, you're absolutely right about that. And the part of the program is to get
Yeah,
TIs to move around from place to place. When that
yeah,
happens, you lose out on friends, you lose out on resources, you lose out on time, you lose out on any way to organize yourself. Part of individuals, if you have a stable situation, what you got to do is you got to build around that stable situation, make it even more stable, make it even more stable. Because right now, I mean, being a TI and moving around, you're just you're a naked person walking in a blizzard. You've got to fortify yourself. You've got to have everything where you are to make your position, uh, you know, as such that no one can move you, no matter what psyop they throw at you. And so that's something I suggest for all target individuals. You gotta get grounded. You can't let these people move you. So I
that's a good,
do that.
yeah, that's a good advice, man. But in my case, these I've I've also tried on getting a job, man. I've also tried on getting a job. So in these 2 years that I was being targeted, I uh, I don't have any work because every time I freaking get a work, they they employ these tactics on the workplace, which actually gets me in trouble, or gets will force me to quit the job. So yeah, it's not easy, man. It's not easy. I know it's
so yeah, it very much does happen. So they nothing stops them. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. So is there anything else you'd like to share with us, Ralph? You've been very honest and yeah, I'm so sorry for everything that you've been through. I really am.
actually something happened to me. Then this video would be a good evidence that this activity is happening, because I've tried to spread the word out here in Sydney, here in Canberra, but it's that it seems that I'm the only one spreading the word here. I don't
Yeah.
we don't have any articles here in Australia about gang stalking, no groups. There are uh no one to support the people that are being targeted here. So it's like Germany 1935 here, man.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry about that. I really am. I really am. It's hard. You know, I live in Colorado, in the state of Colorado, in the United States, and I have yet to find one person in this area that I've been able to meet in this area. So I definitely understand that for sure. Um, so, well, I thank you very much, Ralph, for joining us today, and for your patience as well. And I definitely wish you the best for sure.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. Same.
And
Thank you. Thank you.
this has been another edition of Targeted. And again, I want to thank Ralph for being with us, and thank you for joining us again with my co-host V. And we will see you again soon. Thank you very much.
And that was Targeted, guys. What do you think? There's not going to be a lot of time for a lot of productions and stuff, but we'll add some more whistles and bells to it, and we will also be having more content, as I'm going to have a tab or a channel with TLBTV. It's just, I guess, going to be these variety hours, as this show will not be weekly anymore either. So it's gonna, have 4 shows, and they're all going to be once a month. I got a lot of things to do. I'm going to be teaching media. I'm going to be doing a lot of business behind the scenes, hopefully getting funding for the real big movie that I want to do, that is going to bring a lot of solutions to a lot of people. So if you guys feel as though that you can help with that funding, please contact us. Contact Anthony Thomas on Facebook. Contact Kristen D on Facebook. You can contact myself here on Skype. Our email, of course. And let's get this activism chain linked up and pulling. So, with that said, I want to thank you for tuning into another episode of the Red Pill Hardcore TV show. And I'm going to do my best to kick out the rest of these documentaries. 2 more to go. Catch you next time.
Have you ever been followed home at night by a bright star? UAV drone. Have you ever felt like you are being watched? Energy spectrum surveillance. Have you ever heard a buzz in your brain and ringing in your ear? Satellite EEG brain entrainment. Have you ever felt like someone is reading your thoughts? Remote neural monitoring. Have you ever heard voices in your head that were not your own? Voice to skull. Have you ever heard these voices repeat themselves unending? Synthetic audio harassment. Known someone driven mad by the voices till they killed people? CIA. NSA on shelf shooters. We are just people. We are brothers and sisters, fathers and mothers. We are young and old alike. We come from every walk of life and every corner of the world. We are just people. Yet, through all of our diversity, we have found common ground. We stand united as one and divided by zero. The Red Pill Hardcore exposes the truth with the answers.
Hello, I'm B from the Red Pill Hardcore TV show, and I'm here to deliver a message to you. I am standing up, and I think you guys should stand up too. What are we standing up for? Clean air. The New World governments have been spraying aluminum, strontium, barium, all kinds of nanoparticulates, salts, heavy metals, and we are losing our environment. We have trees with aluminum toxicity. Our wildlife is disappearing, one species at a time. We have weather warfare weaponry. If there is anything such as global warming, well, we have ionospheric heaters that's dramatically bombarding our atmosphere. All this damage can be done to the environment by these nanoparticulates being sprayed into the atmosphere We know that it's causing respiratory issues. We know that it's causing autism. We know that it's causing Morgellons, the transhumanistic disease. What else is it doing? I think it may just be altering our minds. Watch my movie, and then you decide.
I am V from the Red Pill Hardcore radio show and TV show. I'm here to tell you guys about my militia, the Red Pill Militia of Minnesota. The militia is there to protect the people of the United States from any enemy that may threaten our way of life, regardless of religion or political stance. We will unite the people as one to fight tyranny of any form from anywhere, including our own government. We will see the people free again. I hope you would like to join my militia. Please visit our Facebook page, The People's Red Pill Militia. Like, comment, let us know in general what you think. And if you want to be a volunteer, all you have to do is coordinate with our members. We're all honorary brothers of the militia because we all protect our freedoms, our constitutional rights, and the most important things that we have as American citizens. So please help me in protecting those rights and join my militia.